What's going on YouTube? Welcome to the video. So I've just purchased a product from Amazon yesterday. It's arrived today. Now I'm going to be reviewing this product for you. It generates £23,000 a month through FBA, and I'm going to be showing you how they've been able to do it. So they launched into a competitive niche, very quickly built up reviews on their listing, and I've actually got a student who's selling something very similar to this. They're not quite doing the revenue numbers that this product is doing, but they're not far off. So I want to shed some light on how this listing has been able to develop and improve so quickly, how they've been able to rank so quickly, and we're going to be sharing lots of cool stuff with you guys to give you some information about how it's done. So I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Right guys, so thank you for watching firstly, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Now, what do I want you to take from this video? So at the end of this YouTube video, I want you to have a lot more confidence and direction with the type of products that you're researching, potentially to sell on Amazon FBA. You'll all know, if you're in the product research stage, it's a bit of a minefield when you're doing your product research. You're getting dragged in lots of different directions, and it's hard to get some grounding on what is actually a good product to launch and what isn't a good product to launch. So we're going to be having a look at a product here that generates 23K a month on Amazon. Now that is revenue, so that isn't profit. And I can only make an educated guess of what the profit would be for a product such as this based on, margins that we look to achieve within the training. So a seller typically will aim for a profit margin of 25% or more. I know it can go it certainly can be lower than that when you factor in PPC. But if we operate on a 20% baseline here, they're making not far off £4,000 or £5,000 a month in profit from a product as simple as earplugs. Now, you're probably thinking, well, Dill, this has got 500 reviews, must have been selling for 5 or 6 years. We can't penetrate into a competitive market such as this. Now, I can tell you guys, firstly, that although competitive niches are hard to launch into, and you've certainly got to be knowledgeable about the niche that you're launching into. You've got to understand the type of products that can launch into a competitive niche, because you can't just launch a product that's generic, the same as everything else, into a competitive niche with low reviews and expect it to do well, because it won't. But does that mean to say that you should rule out every single niche that is slightly competitive? Absolutely not. Competition means that people are selling the product because there's high demand for it. So if we have a look at this product here firstly, we're just going to start off, have a quick look at the revenue figure. So we're going to hop onto Helium 10, go onto the Chrome extension here. If you've got Google Chrome, you will have the Chrome extension downloaded, presumably if you've got a membership with Helium 10. So let's have a look. 23K per month through earplugs. Right, now this seller actually launched at the end of 2021. So if we take a look, they've got some A+ content there. They launched on the 14th of October 21. So when looking at a product like this that has just launched in the last 9 or 10 months, you would look at a product initially that's doing revenue figures like this in a competitive niche, and you may think that it's only doing figures such as 20K plus a month because it's been around for years, it's got thousands of reviews, they've got thousands of customers across the UK that repurchase this product because it is a repeat purchase product, earplugs. They have got years of sales history, years of all the gains they've made ranking for all their organic search terms. So, we can't launch into this niche. Whereas in reality, looking at this product, it hasn't got any of those things, or certainly not to the extent that it would have had it been around for 5 years. This product has launched within the last year into a competitive niche. It hasn't got thousands of reviews. It's got 500 reviews, 501 reviews, and it's been able to be successful. It has achieved revenue figures that anyone would be happy with their first product to sell on Amazon. And that's the whole point of this video. I want to show you why and how they've been able to achieve that. Now, you may think, Dill, how are you going to have good advice about launching into a competitive niche? Well, not only do my products fit into a competitive niche, my products are in a competitive niche. When I first launched them, I launched into a highly competitive niche, and I was able to differentiate and add a lot of value to my product that meant that it was viable and it was profitable. And as well as that, the students that I mentor within the Elite Academy, a lot of those people will launch into competitive niches. Now, again, we're very selective over what niches they are, and we make sure that if we are launching into a competitive niche, that we make sure that we satisfy certain things. And those things we'll look at in this video, which this product has certainly taken on board. So hopefully you can go away from this with a little bit more know-how about how to analyze products in competitive niches and assess their viability, essentially. So the proof's in the pudding here. This person, if you spoke to them today and said to them, can you launch into a competitive niche? They'd say to you, yes, I've just done it. If you speak to someone else, someone on YouTube who says, nope, you absolutely cannot launch into a competitive niche, this person would disagree with them. I would disagree with them because I see people launching into competitive niches month after month, and I've launched into competitive niches. I've just got a shipment of 4,000 units in the air that are all going to be relaunching into a competitive niche. So, listen to the people that have experience in doing it would be my suggestion there. Now, if we look at this product firstly, guys, 22K a month. Now, I'm going to do a quick comparison here with another product that is also selling 60 pairs of earplugs that, they are relatively similar in terms of what they actually offer and the style of earplug that they are. Have a look at the design there, the circular sort of dome top. Again, exactly the same here. But when we look at these two listings, if we have a look at the revenue figures for this listing, we can see that it literally is not generating any revenue. Now, why is that? It's the same product, literally the same product. It's cheaper. It's almost half the price. They've got exactly the same amount of pairs. So essentially, you're getting it much cheaper per pair. But this one isn't doing well. Now, if for example, I were to be going through my mentorship program with a student and they were looking to launch into this niche and they started to do the associated work, creating the listing, the images, getting the design done, and they produced this image for me for a main image. And let's say, hypothetically, they'd launched and they had 6 reviews and they hadn't consulted me, which I always advise to do throughout the process, but they hadn't. I would look at this and say, this hasn't got a chance of achieving great things because the main image is very poor. Firstly, the hero image, something that's extremely important, is pretty awful, to be honest. They've not highlighted the key features of the product in the main image very well. You can see this all blurred, high density, ultra soft, super comfortable. Those are really important things that need to be highlighted in this main image if you're choosing to put them in there. And they've just sort of scrumpled them into a blurred picture that you can't see. Now, as well as that, I don't know if you guys agree with me here, these almost look worn. Now, I certainly wouldn't want to buy worn, used earplugs. That would be disgusting. And it's just such a poor choice of image and lack of effort on their part. Now, when we compare that to this, look how clean this main image is. They've got, certainly don't look used, a lot of clarity to the main photo. They haven't actually 3D rendered this shot, which I would probably do, but if I saw this as a student sent me this as their main image, I don't think I would say you need to 3D render it. I would say spend a little bit of money and get a 3D render done for you to split test the two images and see which performs better, but it's definitely not essential. Now, you can see they've highlighted ultra soft high density earplugs, much clearer on the packaging. They've got far better packaging when we look at these two. So they've chosen sort of a blue plastic packet, which you wouldn't want to be taking anywhere. Certainly I wouldn't. And they've chosen a transparent carry case, with a screw top lid for you to be able to take them in and out of. They've also added value with a almost like an earplug holder. It's a little device that you can unscrew. I've had it with this product here, which is good if you're going traveling. You're able to take the earplugs out and put them into that little device, little screw top carry case, and take them with you without them getting squashed. So the first thing that this listing has done correctly is They put a lot of effort into their images. Now, guys, I can't emphasize enough, when you're having your imagery done, some people will just go to the supplier, they'll cut corners and say, what's the best images you've got, send them over. They'll look at these and think, oh, they look good enough. They look good enough. If you were to look at this from an untrained eye who hasn't launched on Amazon, you think this looks pretty good. But when you're competing against products like this, you've just got no chance at all. And the difference between having good images and bad images is night and day. And, obviously we can see that through the results that this listing is achieving. Now, with the images, again, what we like to do, guys, with images is not just highlight, the benefits, or the features. So, for example, super soft, noise cancelling, ultra comfortable. But what we want to do is further from that, what does that achieve? So by having all of these amazing features and benefits that you're talking about, but in context for you, what will that mean for your life? Now we can see what they've done here. Sweet dreams, right? Sleeping well. A picture of someone fast asleep, looking very happy, and she's got the earplugs in. Now, what that enables you to do as a customer, you're envisaging the product being used and how it will apply to you. And oh God, I'd get a really good night's sleep if I use this product. And you don't always reach that point when you just read a feature and a detail, bullet pointed on an image. So we like to really put it real life contextual examples of the product and how you will benefit from it. So if we look at an example of a power bank, you could look at how many recharges you get on a phone, how compact that it is. But what does that mean to you? Well, what about an image of someone running out of battery when they are, on a journey somewhere when they haven't got a charger, and how much of an inconvenience that is? Now, someone will look at that and think, God, yeah, actually, that would be a nightmare. Let's have a look at the features and details on the product. I need one of these. Why do they need them? People need a good night's sleep. They don't need an ultra soft, high density earplug. They need a good night's sleep. So remember the difference between those two things and to highlight that in your product listings. So as well as that, this listing has done a lot of things right. So I've had a look at the search terms for this product, and what I mean by that is, where does this rank? So when we're searching for things, earplugs, soft earplugs, things that help you sleep at night, noise cancelling earplugs, all these different search terms that I've looked at, this product has got particular ones that it ranks a lot better for than others. And it's chosen them very carefully because the search terms that I've looked at are less competitive than just earplugs. So what they've done is they've highlighted longer tail search terms, longer tail keywords that they can target that are less competitive than the main broad term earplugs. And they've gone after them all, not just earplugs, which is the main very competitive broad term. So it's a clever way of doing that. You can use Helium 10's tool Magnet. That's content for another video, but you can copy and paste earplugs into Magnet and it will give you a lot of variations for the search terms, and you can have a look at the search volume, how many people are searching for this product every month, what's the interest and demand for it, and you can have a look for your product if there's any that you're missing. So again, when we're doing product analysis, it's important to do that. I do have a discount link for Helium 10 below also. Now, this listing has encompassed all the main things. So they've worked hard on their reviews. They've got 500 reviews in a year, which means they're getting about 50 reviews a month, more than one a day. Now, in order to do that, they're going to be certainly having, and they did have, a product insert in this, excuse me, in the product packaging, which asked for a review. Again, pulling at the heartstrings. They were noted they were a family-run business, and reviews are extremely important. They help customers make decisions, and we are asking you very kindly to leave us an honest review. Now, inserts are a must. Following up with Amazon's request a review button, automate it through Helium 10. Following up with reviews is extremely important to ensure that this number is growing on a weekly basis. So they've ticked that box, they have ticked the imagery box, and they've also got a competitive price. So when you're launching into a competitive niche, you absolutely need a competitive price, more so than if you're launching into a niche that's less crowded. You're able to go a little bit more premium with your price because there's less competition, and it gives you a bit more flexibility in that respect. Whereas when you've got lots of competition with lots of reviews, you really need to hammer down on that price and make sure that you are competitive. Now, as well as that, you have to bring something better. So what this listing has done, and I think this is one of the key differentiators for this particular product, is as well as all the things we've discussed, the imagery, the listing, the price, the reviews, just having something as simple as this portable carry case. I use earplugs. I travel a lot, and the reason that I purchased this was this device. And in the reviews, from looking at them, there are multiple people who comment on how convenient it is having something like this. Now, that is something that they have carefully considered and included as a bundle to add a lot of value to this listing. Again, something that this product hasn't done. It's just a bag full of used earplugs. So you can see the contrast between these two listings. Now, obvious things, you can get a copywriter to look over and draft your features and details and your description down here. They've actually got A+ content, which again, I would advise. I would strongly advise A+ content if you're brand registered. So you can see here they've got a little bit about their story, and they've also got some more, again, context shots of people using the earplugs looking very relaxed and calm. So if we go down again, you can have a look again. They've got a little bit more down here as well. So they're ranked 1,362 in health and personal care, which is a fantastic score for health and personal care for your BSR. Now, I think I mentioned at the start of this video, I've actually got a student who is selling a product that is in this realm. It's in this niche. It's not an earplug. I would never share what the product is, but it is something similar. They launched into a competitive niche 6 months ago, and they've been able to achieve not as good as this. They haven't hit 20K a month in revenue, but they're in 5 figures. So they're 10K plus in revenue from their first product, and they're creeping up to the 100 review mark already. Now, they've done that through all the things that I've discussed here, ensuring that they don't use substandard imagery. They make sure what goes in the images is of high value to the customer and the listing itself, and they're competitively priced. They've done their keyword research properly, and they've done well. So do I think you can launch into competitive niches? Yes, I do. Do I think you can launch into all competitive niches? No. I think you need to do research into the niche, and it will depend on the niche, and it will depend on the product that you're launching into the niche and how much value you can add to it. What you've got to remember is the main reason it's hard to launch into a competitive niche is because typically people have got thousands of reviews that you're competing with, and usually it's saturated obviously with lots of sellers, but the listings have almost reached their ceiling. People have gone through the improvement process, comparing to each other, looking at what they can do to improve, and they've made the changes over a number of years where that niche has been running, and the products are almost as good as they can be. So when you launch into there, it's hard to stand out because everyone's already done everything that can be done, and you're also competing against listings that have got thousands of reviews, so you're just the same old product with less reviews, not offering anything different, and that is a recipe for failure. You are going to fail if you do that. Whereas if you're launching into it, I should mention as well as that, when you're using PPC, it's more expensive. The cost per click is likely to be higher. It's going to be harder to get visibility and impressions higher up the search ranks when you are advertising, because people are spending more than you're able to when you launch. Now, if you launch into a competitive niche and you have added a lot of value to your product and you're bringing something better and different to the niche than what the competition is selling, and again, we're not looking at sort of thousands and thousands of reviews. We're looking at listings like this that have got 500 reviews. You are going to be able to draw enough of a proportion of customers who usually buy other products, or people who would usually buy that other product with more reviews, to your listing if you've ticked all the boxes and improved it enough in a way to draw them in to convert the sale. So this is something we look at a lot within the Elite Academy, and I coach a lot of people on different ways to conduct their product research and how to select products that are going to be winners. literally, we've got a student who I'm going to be interviewing on my YouTube channel, Neelan, who's just sold his FBA business for £1 million. So that was unreal to see. Super, super happy for him. And we're going to hopefully be joining forces with some content soon. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Hope you found a lot of value in it, and I'll see you in the next one.